So in this very difficult time in history, we have a beautiful gospel which proclaims light. John came as a witness to the light. And what is the light? The light is the creative love of God manifest in the world. We know that the universe began in light. The Ruach Yahweh, the breath of God, breathed, and there was light, and the universe came into being, marvelously transforming millions of years to you and I, for we actually are light, not just physically, but spiritually. God's movement of light continues in a process of ever unfolding creativity. This is the Advent journey. I love Advent. For me, it's most like life. Our job description, like John, is witnessing the light that has three phases: knowing, loving, and serving the light. So how do you become aware of the light? We see the light of God through the consciousness of faith. God recognized Jesus as the light come into the world, uniquely present in Jesus. But his light is continued from the beginning until now. Sometimes we call it grace, sometimes divine providence, sometimes a blessing, sometimes even luck. Do you realize that the odds of your being born are 400 trillion to 1? But here you are. It's always being aware of the light. The creative impulse of goodness in our life moves us forward. The breath of God is everywhere. Averting to the light gives one strength. Our temptation is to focus on the lack, the darkness, separation. But one sees God already at work to do great things, wonderful, exciting, and happy things. There is an intuitive side to John's awareness of the light. The baby leapt in Elizabeth's womb at encountering Jesus, being carried by Mary. My first task is to be a witness by knowing the light. If you'd like to say after me, I witness light by becoming aware of it in my world. I witness light by becoming aware of it in my world. How do I serve the light like John? Well, I think we serve the light by becoming healers of light. How to become a healer of light? We do that when we witness to the light. Witnessing the light doesn't have to be complicated. Almost anything positive can be a witness. A greeting can be a witness. Hello, hail, be healthy. Adios, be with God. Have a good day. God bless you. I love you. It's witness to the light. God has given me such wonderful gifts to be able to be here this morning, to be close with you, because you all are witnesses for the light for me. The intention to be a witness will communicate with your whole body. A smile is one of the most beautiful witnesses to the light. And the most important is simple presence. Just being present to another person is a witness to the light. So go out and find something good. This is where we need the eyes of faith to look beyond the surface. Faith can see good. Witnessing the light is more than just well-wishing. It is depending on and springs out of faith. It springs out of trust in God. I witness the light by trusting God. I witness the light by trusting God. So how do I experience the light? Well, we do by exposing ourselves to persons, places, and objects of light, making the Scripture a part of my life, living in a community of faith, which we are here this morning. Witnessing the light is not necessarily churchy. Some of the best are not, but they spring out of faith. Witnessing the light to children is the most fun, because children internalize your faith witness like little sponges. They take all the good things you say and apply it. Spouses witness the light to one another. Thank God that I met you. You know, Mary, we've been together 15 years, and you've meant so much to me. I want you to know that I really admire you. You're the best thing that has happened to me. Remember, witnessing to the light creates the future. A witness to the light will bear fruit for years in people's lives. Old people in nursing homes reflect witness to the light. I have Grandma and Grandpa Pearson. She was I never met her personally, but she was the chairperson of the Women's Liberal Society in Salem, Oregon in 1857. And they had a deaf-mute son who was my grandpa, who had met a Swedish girl. They got married and had 3 kids, one of whom was my mom. This is the light coming down after years after they've left this earthly plane. Witnessing the light creates the future. A witness of the light will bear fruit for years. That's why our families and ancestors are important. I connect with God's windows of light in my world. I connect with God's windows of light in my world. So the church is a place of witnessing to the light. We're in the witnessing to light business. So we practice it in our home. We come into the world and let, as my sister used to say, let good happen. So when you make your transition to the next level, people will say of you, where you walked, 1,000 flowers blossomed. This was one who witnessed the light.